There. There we go. Three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Wiza, welcome back. Welcome.
Great to be back, right?
Yeah, just welcome. Nothing
Just
creative this time, just welcome.
that seems fair.
Yeah.
We're usually pretty good at going off the script and going off on tangents here and there,
Oh,
but
of course.
maybe we'll just try and focus today.
It's what do they call it? Turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, no, I'm not really good at that.
I'm not really good at that either. But the city, you're I guess you're not exactly up to your neck in work right now, but you can see the pile
Yeah.
in front of you. Like you're driving up to the pile. And you were just telling me that you've actually got some like pre-work before the work that's going
Yeah,
on,
well, and
especially.
usually the end of the year, towards the end of the year, it gets kind of busy with budget approvals and all these things. And then there's a lull about this time of the year where you're just kind of queuing up projects for the summer and into the construction season. Well, that's kind of where we are right now, with the exception, of course, of City Hall. So we are in the process right now of finalizing the design for Business 51. That should come to council for their consideration one last time, probably this month, in all likelihood, a week from Monday. And then we've got a couple of construction projects that we're working on. We're looking at a potential subdivision on the west side. There's a little bit of controversy there because not the houses themselves or the lots themselves, but a couple of the roadway areas impact slightly some wetland area, and there's concern about that. So we've got the DNR involved, and they're doing studies delineating wetlands and doing an endangered species review, those sorts of things. For a small subdivision on the west side, we've got some proposals coming in for the Edgewater Manor former site. That's near waterfront. It's not exactly waterfront property, but this is a great place for these condos. These will be owner occupied condominiums, not an apartment complex, but condos, which we think is going to be a great project for that area. And we're bringing that in. And of course, we are finalizing the plans for the new city hall. If you remember, we're moving out of this building so the county
Mhm.
can rebuild this as a courthouse, saving about $50 million on the overall project for the taxpayers of Portage County. So the city's building a new city hall. To do that, we had to raise the 1039 Ellis Street. Driving by it each day, it's fun to see the progress. I would say that building will be completely gone in a couple of days, and there'll be some cleanup work, and then we're going to finalize the plans for City Hall in the next month or so, and get that out to bid. We'll be approving those bids for Business 51 and City Hall within the next month or two, and get
Mhm.
those queued up for summer construction season. So there's some other little projects going on too, but basically that's where we are. Is we're
Mhm.
building up all of those things that we're going to be doing here in the next couple of months, and getting all the prep work done on those.
Yeah, and especially as far as City Hall goes, yeah, like you said, getting to drive by that every day and see the progress, that's great. I've gotten to do that with a couple of projects up here that were on my way to work. You drive by it every day, and it's okay. That's how they do that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. That's kind of neat for those of us that have a curious mind every now and then. But have you found anything surprising in the building as the crews are kind of bringing it down? Anything that
No,
out of the
no.
ordinary that shocked you?
It, so, so that building was the original Weber Tackle building, probably nearly 100 years old, but it had been remodeled so many times that you couldn't even tell where the original building was. It was fun as they were peeling back the walls and taking down the EFS and the other remodel projects. You could actually see the original structure, which hasn't been exposed to daylight since probably the late 80s.
Oh
Uh,
wow. Mhm.
so it was nice to see, give people a chance to see what the original building kind of looked like. Obviously, it was all tore up and remodeled, but it was interesting to see that. Yep, that stuff is still there. One of the cool things that we're doing with every project we have with this is we're trying to reuse or recycle as much as possible. So they're actually sorting out all the metal and the rebar,
Mhm.
the steel construction, sorting that out to be recycled. Anything that can be repurposed is being repurposed. But as far as interesting artifacts, in the immortal words of Geraldo Rivera, well, I really thought Al Capone's vault was going to be in here, but no, we got we,
You didn't find
we didn't
Al
find Al
Capone's
Capone. We didn't
fault.
find Jimmy Hoffa. We didn't even find anything remotely interesting. So all that stuff had to be cleared out over the last however many years it's been in different ownership. But yeah,
No
nothing unique.
artifacts from RoboCop.
No, no. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, we specifically looked for that
Okay.
with a metal detector, and yeah, the closest we could find was there was a dingy old badge that said Marshall Matt Dillon. And I don't know where that came from. It looked like it came from a cereal box,
Sure.
probably a Sugar Smacks or something like that.
Hmm.
But no, we didn't find anything interesting. We did have a cool thing over the weekend where a bunch of people got together, and they do this periodically, I guess. Go out to near Crossroads Commons, kind of by the Goodwill area where there's a big open field, and they were
Hmm.
flying some giant kites.
Hmm.
I want to get one of those now. One looked like a giant shark. So when it was going in the wind, it almost looked like the shark was swimming
Sure.
in the sky. I got to
Yeah.
find me one of those, and we're gonna fly
Mhm.
those out over the river this summer, just as a warning to swimmers.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never know.
You have one of those grass carp come in and nibble on your toe or something.
Yeah, and the Business 51 project, you said you want to get going on that as soon as possible too, right?
Yeah, well, me personally, I don't want to get going on it at all, right? I'm not a fan of the design, but the council has reaffirmed it many times that we're going down to 3 lanes. So now my role is to make sure that we do it in the best, most efficient way possible. And that's going to be bidding it out and trying to get a good price on it. Overall, that entire project's probably going to be 50, $55 million before it's all said and done. That's a huge chunk of money. So we want to make sure that we are doing everything as diligently as we can and as efficiently as we can, trying to minimize the cost and minimize the impact on the businesses that are going to be affected during that construction season. So, as I said, the final review of the Business 51 corridor, or at least that north and south sections, will be coming to council in the next month or so for their final review. After that 100% design is approved, then it'll go out to bid. And bidding, we are obligated to take the lowest responsible bids. So we want to make sure that there aren't a lot of change orders, there aren't a lot of surprises during the construction project. So we want to make sure that the design is as good as it can get. And again, they're doing that now.
Hmm. And if all goes as planned, that's definitely going to stretch out throughout the whole summer, right?
It will be out at least through this summer and potentially into next year in some cases. We're hoping to get a majority of it done this year, but in all likelihood, the southern section I understand is going to be probably a 2 year project spanning multiple years, of course.
Hmm.
It should be interesting to note too, though, that in April we've got an election where 3 new alderpersons will be taking their seats on council. We had 3 alderpersons who decided not to run.
Hmm.
So those seats are open and we'll be voting on filling those seats in April. So for your listeners who are in one of those districts, that is District 4, District 6, and District 10, get out there and learn about the candidates and make sure we're electing people who are going to represent your interests.
Hmm. Yeah,
We'll
and
see where that
that's
takes us, I guess.
a great point as well because uh, not a lot of people sometimes are paying attention to the local elections, but
Mhm.
that's where you see the most impact is
Exactly.
at the local level. So that's why everybody says it's the most important election of a generation, right? No, I don't
Yeah,
like that phrase because every election is just as important as the one before it and the one that's going to come after it.
absolutely correct. Yep. These people are the ones who are going to represent you. Business 51 came in because the alderpersons wanted it. If that was something you didn't want, we have an opportunity every 2 years to change our representation on city council. This is one of those. So I would encourage people to learn about all the candidates, county board supervisors here at Portage County are up for election too. All of them.
Hmm.
There's only a few contested races, but get out there, make sure that you meet the candidates and understand where their platforms are, where they stand on certain things, and hopefully they align with yours. If they don't, then you need to seek an alternative.
Hmm. Or maybe run a write-in campaign, which is what you would have to do right now, by the
Yeah,
way.
right now you'd have to run a write-in campaign
Yeah.
too. So I'm voting for the Easter Bunny. So
Wow. That's a bold move there, Cotton.
yeah, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that plays out.
Exactly.
No, Easter's coming up, and of course, the city has their annual Easter egg hunt on April 4th. Last year, we worked with Mid-State Independent Living Choices, along with Playhouse Theater Group and a couple of sponsors to put together what we call an adaptive or an accessible egg hunt,
Hmm.
right? So children with special needs or differences, if they have a hearing impairment, we have flashing lights in some of the eggs, or if there's a audio impairment, uh, the other way around. Audio impairment, flashing lights.
Hmm.
Visual impairment, they have uh, beeping eggs and things like that. Putting them at heights for people to grab in wheelchairs, using claw grabbers, things like that. It's really cool. It was very successful. We're going to be doing that again this year. So April 4th, stop on down downtown Stevens Point, right on the public square. Everything kicks off at 10 a.m. So the Easter Bunny will be there to sign autographs
Hmm.
and talk to you about his political campaign, so you too can make an informed decision in your April voting.
Exactly. Exactly. What's the best prize in the eggs this year?
Well, so every year we've got Trevor Plasky with he owns South Point and Dave's Body Shop. He always donates a few bicycles. Larry Austin from Larry's Helping Hand donates bicycles. We've got Dairy Queen that gives out ice cream cones. There's tons of prizes, but yeah, the big ones are usually the bikes, and we have two bikes I think in every age category.
Okay.
So
That's
some kids
hey,
will go home with a
that's
bike.
that's you sold me on it. Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
I
La
wanted to use real eggs at one point and not boil them, just color them. So when
just
they grab them and crush
yeah,
them, it'd be really messy.
yeah.
But yeah, HR said we can't do that. So, oh well.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Unless I guess one of the prizes is a griddle, then in which case you can just scramble.
Ooh, yeah, like, that would be great.
But
Now we've got over 10,000 plastic eggs that
yeah.
are filled with candy and prizes. So plenty of eggs for everyone.
Hmm. Last thing before we let you go, Dr. Robert Brinkman. Does that
Yeah.
name mean anything to you yet?
Well, not yet, but it will soon. He will be the new chancellor at
Mm,
UWSP. So we had an opportunity to be involved in the interview process because, as you know, it's not just campus that he's going to be involved in, or the new chancellor will be involved in. They really need to be part of our community. So there were some community stakeholders that were involved, some employers, of course, the city, and a couple of other groups that were involved in the interview process. I'm excited to have the new chancellor come on board. Looking forward to it. We've always had a pretty really good relationship. I hope he's as cool as well. I don't know if you remember when Chancellor Gibson and I
oh
did
yeah.
did a video for May the 4th.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
there are very few people that are willing to put themselves out in the public like that and do something goofy. But
No
boy,
doubt.
we had a great time doing it. I hope Mr. Brinkman or Dr. Brinkman is going to be equally as willing to have a little fun with the work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I'm looking forward to our meeting at the end of August, our
Uh-huh.
usual
Move-in
sit
day.
down with your yeah move in day with you and the chancellor. I just know that I'm gonna not ask him anything that will get me hit, because I don't know if you've seen that neck. That guy's probably packs a mean punch.
Well, maybe he just doesn't take crap from anybody. How's that?
Exactly. Exactly. But what is that first conversation with Dr. Brinkman going to be like for you?
Well, here is with anything. So you probably know we got a new police chief on Monday.
Hmm.
Um, give him a couple weeks to settle in, right?
Sure.
You get yourself comfortable. Now do the same with the chancellor. Give him a little time to settle in, get familiar with his surroundings. so he can hear all the rumors about me. And then we'll get together
Sure.
and talk about how together we're going to move both the university and the community forward. I've got to believe he's bringing some really cool ideas
Hmm.
from his past work experience and different things that he's done. This is going to be a new experience for him as well. As you know, in April we've got the world's largest trivia contest coming up.
Hmm.
That is going to be a system shock to anybody who was selected as chancellor.
Right.
Uh, I can just see him up in his office going, "What the heck is going on here?" It's the whole town getting a little crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but
Fourth
yeah, and
ingredient on a Snickers bar. What is it?
right. But we're gonna, he's gonna get baptism by fire
Hmm.
and jump right in. I'm sure he's got a great support team over there. So we look forward to talking with him in the near future.
Absolutely. Mayor Wiza, we always appreciate the time. And as always, we look forward to chatting again next month.
All right, see you later.